What is going on, guys? Sir Lewis here for Toshi versus Turbo video. Which one is at a better deal right now? Which one would I prefer to buy? We're going to look here at the charts, the technical analysis deep here. And I'm going to share, before I even get started, let me just share my personal experience. I have both Turbo and Toshi and around the same amount of value, right? I'm not going to share how much that is for private purposes, and you guys shouldn't either. If anyone, just keep it private. But I probably invested a little bit more into Turbo. It came down a good amount that I have both the same amount in Turbo and Toshi, right? I bought Turbo first and then I bought Toshi later on, but I have the same amount. But I'm going to share here which one I will probably focus on buying more, right? Which one would I rather buy more here at this exact situation in the market? So stay tuned for that. We're going to look deep here into the charts. Before that, I want to share here the tokenomics, because both of these coins are very similar when it comes to tokenomics. They have no inflation. The full circulating supply is already out, as you can see right here. Total supply 69 billion Turbo, right? 69. Max supply 69 billion Turbo. Okay, and I'm going to share here the differences, because this is very important to understand too. We can see right here, Turbo, it's on Binance, and we know Toshi is on the process of being on Binance. It's not 100% yet. It's on Coinbase. So Turbo is very well positioned. It's an Ethereum-based meme coin. We know, when Ethereum really starts to move up, I believe Turbo is going to be one of the top Ethereum meme coins to skyrocket too. Now, something here very important that doesn't get talked a lot about is this right here. Okay. This is a big comparison versus Toshi. This is the holder's distribution, okay? And basically what this means is these are the top 10 wallets with the most amount of Turbo, okay? It shows here the value that they have, the percentage and the value of Turbo in their wallet. And you see right here that the top 10 has 44% of Turbo. 44%, that's pretty big in my opinion, right? 44%. The others, right, the other smaller wallets like me and you, well, unless you're one in the top 10, 55%. So that is a pretty big deal right there, in my opinion. And we can see why, Turbo, I mean, this is, this Turbo. Turbo had a decent sell-off, right? It's still bullish in my opinion, but it had a decent sell-off. Now, let's take a look here at Toshi, because Toshi, working here from the top bottom, right? We are on Coinbase. Like I said, we're on Binance Alpha. We're not on Binance yet, but we will be soon. We're on Coinbase, which is the main one, being a base coin. We can see right here, if you go here to token unlocks, there's no token unlocks. You can see, because it's the same thing, right? It's the full circulating supply. The max supply, right, is already fully out. There's no inflation. It's 420.69 billion. Apparently the developers really like the number 69 and 420. For some reason, but yeah, you can see it's fully unlocked. Now the comparison here with the holders versus Turbo is the top 10 holders, right, in terms of the value, like I said, that holds Toshi is only 18%, while the others are 81%. So that is a pretty big difference, I'm not going to lie. Okay, that gives less control, right? Less selling pressure, if you can say, for Toshi, because the top 10 doesn't hold 44 or 50%, right? The top 10, the wells, they can start selling a big chunk, and that can bring the price of Turbo down, right? It doesn't mean that Turbo is worse, right? But in terms of the holder's distribution, Toshi has a lot better distribution here based on the wallet sizes. Okay, just looking here. So just wanted to share that with you. And one big thing here is Toshi is ranked 170, right? So it's ranked 170. Turbo's much lower cap. It's 259. So even with this, there's a bigger chance here of Turbo giving you more X's compared to Toshi, since it's lower market cap, right? As it catches up here with where Toshi's at, and we have an explosion in the meme coins, especially with Ethereum based coins. So now let's take a look here at the charts. One thing I also forgot to mention, guys, is that make sure you hold these two coins along with all your coins in a cold storage wallet. And the Trezor Safe 7 is coming out. If you guys haven't pre-ordered it, I made a video, my first impressions. I think it's gonna be the best cold storage wallet ever. It's gonna be fully open source. Great user interface with Trezor. It's Bluetooth on iOS app, Android app. So I think it's gonna be the best wallet. I already pre-ordered it. If you guys want to pre-order, you get a free wireless charger. You can check out my video, or you can check out my description. If you use my link, it'll help out the channel a lot. But I just wanted to share that because I believe that's gonna be the best wallet, the safest one. And the reason why is you don't want to have these coins on an exchange or on a hot wallet, which is worse, because the exchange is not your coins, right? It's centralized. And on a hot wallet, it's worse because your seed phrase is in online, right? I mean, you just click, you're one click away from basically getting drained. Okay, so on a cold storage wallet, it's much safer. It's physical and everything. So that's why I recommend. And that's the thing. When you want to sell it, then you send it to an exchange and you sell it then. Okay, because one big thing is the market can be taken off, new all-time highs, exploding prices, and you want to sell, you want to take profits. But a lot of times when this happens, these exchanges, when they have a lot of volume, which I think is a big signal at the top, is they'll be under maintenance. They won't let you sell or take profits. So that's why you want to have the option to sell it, send it to any exchange of your choosing. So now let's take a look here at Turbo. So we're at a big Fibonacci point here, and where we can have a double bottom, right? We're at that 0.38 after this massive pullback, which we pulled back for Turbo. I believe we pulled back 93% with that the big wick, right? But as of right now, we're about 86 to 87%. So this is a big pullback, and the probability is that we do hold this level, right? Especially the Bitcoin and the market starts to move up, and this is most likely a double bottom, right? Especially if we have a bullish monthly close here above this level, we should be good. Okay, if not, we have a monthly close down here, around here somewhere, that signals more downside to potentially going to our next support level, which will be a big drop, right? Around here, that 0.5. That would be a big drop for Turbo. So Turbo is kind of a crossroads right now. It's either it's going to drop another 50% or more, right? Because let me see here. Yeah, 50%, exactly. 50% or more, or it's bottoming out here and it's recovering 50% or more to the next big resistance target right there. Okay. Either way, I think it's a great time to buy, right? Either way, because I believe the probability, being this oversold here for Turbo and the market's potentially finding a bottom, we can definitely have at least a big bounce here to the next target. Okay. And one thing too is Turbo is came out May 2023, I believe, right? And Toshi, we look here, came out a little later, right? 2024 of August. So now looking at Toshi, we can see since the top here, Toshi came down with that big wick, 73%. Right now we're kind of around that 56%. So, Toshi didn't have a bigger drop compared to Turbo, but it still had a decent drop here. And we're at, we're not holding that 0.5 as of right now. This is on the monthly, so this can easily turn around. But very similar situation with Turbo. If we close below here on the monthly, okay, so, we're getting towards the end of November and we're still struggling over here, there's a big chance we can close below this 0.5 Fibonacci. We close below here, like, let's say we were to close right now, that's not a good sign. Our next target is here. We're most likely not going to hold that because this is a big close right there. Most likely we'll revisit that 618, which is around 00035 Toshi, which would be from right now, that would be a 30% to 35% drop. Okay, so it wouldn't drop as hard as Turbo either, but it'll still be a big decent drop here. This is why this monthly close is going to be very, very critical. If you look here on the weekly, right, the weekly close was it wasn't bullish, but it was definitely better than closing below here. The bad thing is, we close here, but then we have a big dump here, right? So we're basically trying to test that 0.5. This might be a great opportunity, being at very oversold levels here for Toshi, kind of having a fake out here to the downside and then potentially recovering. Okay, so that's one thing too. We got to watch this weekly close. We have 5 days left, but this weekly close, if you close here, it's not good. Okay, not good. That potentially means that we're probably going to dump to that Fibonacci level of which I said right there. So this weekly close, I would definitely watch for Toshi. We're kind of struggling right now, while Turbo, is at least holding that 0.38 Fibonacci level right there. It's at least respecting it. But it doesn't mean we can't come down here, right? We can see that we're in this massive downtrend. Most likely, there's a big chance that we do come down here to test it. Okay, so I do see in the short term some more downwards pressure here to at least test it and then potentially get a bounce off of this. So short term, right, both of these coins can continue to dump down here. I honestly believe they're both at great prices here, but I would say Toshi is definitely more safer, being a higher market cap, also with the least amount of selling pressure. We can see why Turbo had a bigger dump here over time because of the top 10 holders, right? That's a big deal in my opinion. So I like both. I think Toshi is a little bit safer, and honestly, I think even though Toshi is safer, it can still give you some big X's. Okay, and the same thing with Turbo. Turbo recovers from this, and we potentially go up higher. I mean, Turbo can from these levels, it can go up 30x, right? I mean, 30x here to my Fibonacci level. That's pretty big. Toshi can, from these levels, we go to my Fibonacci level. It can be from a 10x all the way to like a 14x. And if we go to the highest target, the 620 highest target is around the 30x too. Okay, so I honestly like both. I'm probably going to be buying both. But long term, I think Turbo can really give you the biggest X's here, but it's a little riskier, right? I think Toshi's a little bit safer. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys prefer, Toshi and Turbo? I'm buying both. Like I said, I might add more to Toshi. Being a base coin, I think base is going to be huge. But I like Turbo as well. So let me know what you guys think. Comment below which one you guys like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.